Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover. We're starting here with some sales data regarding PlayStation. We're finding out that for December 2024 in the US, the PS5 was the best-selling system of the year, with the PlayStation Portal actually being the best-selling accessory. Once again, business as usual for the PS5 in Circana's USA sales report for December 2024, as Sony's system was the month's top-selling console yet again. Despite dipping 18% year over year, it's important to remember that the device had a particularly strong 2024, so these are still very respectable numbers. Both the aging Nintendo Switch, now in its twilight years, and the Xbox Series X and S slipped to a 38% decline. In terms of pure dollar sales generated, the PS5 is now ranked third on the all-time USA sales list. However, its high price needs to be considered here, as it currently ranks 11th in terms of units. Of course, it's still got a lot of life left in it, so we will surely continue to see it improve upon its position. On the software front, Sony had an impressive year. Helldivers 2 was the third best-selling game of the year, behind only Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and EA Sports College Football 25. MLB The Show 24 and Marvel's Spider-Man 2 both also charted. The top-selling accessory was the PlayStation Portal, and obviously the high price point gives it an advantage, seeing as these charts are organized by dollars, but other expensive accessories like the DualSense Edge also exist, and it's outpacing that. So there you go, that is the sales data for the US for December. But what's also interesting, I would say maybe even more interesting, is Matt Piscatella of Circana says that through the PS5's first 50 months in the US market, life to date, ending December 2024, PS5 lifetime unit sales are 7% ahead of PS4's pace. So in Sony's biggest and most important market, that being the US, the PS5 is currently tracking ahead of the PS4 time aligned, which is quite surprising when you consider the fact that by this point in time, the PS4 got a, I believe, permanent price cut, and the PS4 Pro was, $400. So very interesting to see how it's going here. But the final thing here in regards to sales that I think you guys might be interested in knowing is that we're also seeing that apparently digital PS5s comprised 45% of all PlayStation 5 units sold during 2024. So as you can tell, more and more people are opting in to buy the digital-only version of the PS5, and that kind of makes sense when you see how many people are getting on board with just going all digital. If you're somebody like myself who cares about physical games, it's maybe a little bit disappointing to see this, but maybe also unsurprising. Moving on to the next set of topics, though, we are talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. The first thing we're going over is how the development team is making it clear that it will not be a PlayStation 6 exclusive, and it will be available on the PS5 as well. Being reported by VGC, the producer of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy has assured players that the third part will not be exclusive to PlayStation 6. The first part of Final Fantasy VII Remake was initially a PS4 exclusive before coming to PS5 and PC more than a year later. The second part, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, followed suit by initially releasing only on PS5. The PC version just released yesterday. Because of the length of time required to develop each part, some have speculated that the as of yet untitled third part of the trilogy may continue the trend and may release exclusively on PS6. However, series producer Yoshinori Kitase says players don't have to worry about this being the case. In an interview with the Japanese publication 4Gamer, Kitase had it put to him by the interview that for those who have played FF7 Remake on PS4 and FF7 Rebirth on PS5, I think there may be some concern that the third entry will be for the next generation console. Kitase laughed and replied saying, "No, you can rest assured about the next one." Kitase added that work on the third part started right after Rebirth ended in March and April of 2024. So we've been developing it for about 9 months already. It should be noted that Katase's comments don't necessarily mean Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 will not be exclusive to PlayStation consoles when it's released, simply that it will not be exclusive specifically to the PlayStation 6. So I thought that this was absolutely worth going over because, yeah, I think there are quite a few people who are assuming that when we see this game, it won't be until sometime around the PlayStation 6 launch, and because of that, it will be a PlayStation 6 only exclusive. I don't think that makes sense, especially when you consider that both Square Enix and Sony want to see this game perform well. I think the assumption as of right now is that Part 3 will be exclusive to PlayStation. It would be kind of surprising if it wasn't, but yeah, releasing it on PS5 makes a lot of sense. You're going to have a massive install base. It would be kind of crazy to just forego that, especially considering how at this point in time, I think most people are actually on board with this idea of supporting the previous console and cross-gen support for at least a certain amount of time. Continuing to talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, we are finding out that the story is now complete and the game is on schedule. Lead developers at Square Enix have revealed that the story for the third and final part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake project is now complete, and production of the game is on schedule. Speaking to Famitsu via Eurogamer, the director Naoki Hamaguchi said that development is going very well and progress is going as planned without any delay. Turning to producer Yoshinori Kitase, it is explained that finishing off the remake project was given to Tetsuya Nomura as homework while respecting the original and providing a sense of satisfaction that was not felt in the original. Kitase continues, that was finally completed at the end of the year, and the scenario for the third installment was completed there. Kitase then adds that he's very satisfied with the story for the final part and that he's sure fans will be satisfied with the final chapter. So, as you can tell, Square Enix is making really good progress with Part 3 here, and everything we've heard about this game so far makes it clear, at least to me, that they plan to have this game out in the next couple of years. I think they're targeting 2027 at the earliest and 2028 at the latest. That seems pretty clear to me. So, let me know your thoughts on that. Moving on to the next set of topics, we have games that were revealed during the Xbox Developer Direct yesterday that are going to be not only coming to PlayStation 5, but will also be PS5 Pro enhanced, and these games are going to get physical versions as well. So we're starting here with Doom: The Dark Ages and Clair Obscur. They're both going to be PS5 Pro enhanced, being reported by Push Square. They say two of the upcoming titles showcased during Xbox's big Developer Direct will play best on PS5 Pro. Well, that's assuming you prefer to play on console and don't have a beefy PC rig sitting around. The PlayStation Store pre-order pages for first-person shooter Doom: The Dark Ages and action RPG Clair Obscur Expedition 33 both confirm that the titles will be PS5 Pro enhanced. Of course, we'll need to wait until near release to learn exactly how they're going to take advantage of Sony's new hardware. But on top of that, we also have Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which was actually shadow dropped and is available now on PlayStation 5. That game is also PS5 Pro enhanced. And then, of course, we have Ninja Gaiden 4, which was announced, and that's also going to be coming to PS5 at the end of this year. And I guess it's assumed that that will be PS5 Pro enhanced as well. When we talk about Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, something that is absolutely worth pointing out here is there will be a physical version of this game to purchase. So this is going to be coming out March 27th, and it's coming exclusively to PS5 from Play Asia, and it will retail at $50 US. It will support Japanese and English language tracks, as well as subtitles in Japanese, English, French, Italian, German, Spanish, traditional Chinese, and simplified Chinese. So there you go. This is something that I think a lot of PlayStation players who still care about physical media will absolutely be paying attention to and want to get their hands on. And it's good to see that these companies like Play Asia are still, finding a way to provide physical copies of these games that otherwise they just really wouldn't exist. Your only option would be to buy it digitally. But yeah, a lot of people felt like that Xbox Developer Direct yesterday was very good. It seems like if you are a PlayStation player and you prefer to play on PlayStation, you actually made out pretty good from that developer direct, because 4 out of the 5 games are actually coming to PlayStation 5. The only game I believe that is not is South of Midnight. But yeah, really good stuff there. If you're an Xbox player, obviously you made out good at that Xbox Developer Direct. If you're somebody who subscribed to Game Pass, you got a lot of games to look forward to day one on Game Pass. So it's very interesting to see how these Microsoft events are basically kind of turning into, I guess you could say, kind of third-party events, right? Where if you're somebody who is playing on a different platform, there's absolutely every reason now to tune into these, because, I mean, as we saw with Ninja Gaiden 4, you know, and Doom, these games are coming to PS5. And I assume that in the future, we're going to see games also announced for the Switch too. But again, if you're somebody who's subscribed to Game Pass, I mean, that's what I saw yesterday, right? People were very happy about that. Very interesting to see how these Xbox shows have kind of transformed in the last year and a half or so. But guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you did, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.